There was a survey carried by the National Law College and higher police officer in the Department of Government of Maharashtra jointly studied the criminal records in Nagpur region. The findings of the report related to the murder cases is shown here. The total murder cases was 1086. Qualified people like PhD, MBBS, engineers, lawyers involved in the murder cases 138. And completely non-qualified people 83 only. What does it indicate? It indicates that the more qualified people are involved in the murder cases. What does it indicate? You are investing around 21 years for graduation, 24 to 25 years for post-graduation, 26 to 28 years for PhD. 1/3 of lifespan you are investing in the education, and still you don't know what is good and what is bad. Still the highly qualified people are involved in the murder cases. What does it indicate? Our present education system is imparting the skill, but it is not guiding what is good and what is bad. That is a matter of concern. What do you feel? If you see the present problem in the society, there are at 4 levels. First is at the level of individual. What are the problems? Rising problem of depression, stress, insecurity, suicide, psychosomatic disease like BP and sugar, loneliness, etc. Is it increasing day by day or decreasing? It is increasing. If you see at the family level, breaking of joint family, insecurities in relationship, mistrust, divorce rate, dowry torture, wasteful expenditure in the family functions. Is it increasing day by day or decreasing? It is increasing. At the level of society, if you see the problem, growing incidence of terrorism, Naxalism, rising communalism, wars between the nations, fear of nuclear war. Is it increasing or decreasing day by day? It is increasing. At the level of nature, global warming, water, soil, noise, pollution, resource depletion, deforestation. Is it increasing? Yes. It is increasing. At all the 4 levels, the problems are increasing. Why this is happening? Because we are trying to achieve happiness and prosperity by maximum accumulation and consumption of physical facility. Is it making any sense? Now there is a one characteristic called as a natural acceptance. It is innate in nature. It is endowed with everybody is endowed with natural acceptance. It is innate part and parcel of our being. It is an invariant. It is not changing. It is uncorrupted by precondition and it is a definite. Now, this when you refer to the natural acceptance, then you become self-referential and self-organized, autonomous. You will be swatantra, not paratantra. Now, if I ask you, what is naturally acceptable to you? Feeling of respect or disrespect? What will be the answer? Respect. If I ask you, what is naturally acceptable to? The feeling of affection or jealousy? Affection. What is naturally acceptable? Feeling of gratitude or ingratitude? Gratitude. Feeling of love or hatred? Love. Do you want to be healthy or unhealthy? How many of you want to be get admitted in the hospital after every 2 months, 3 months? Have surgery and later on come to your usual life. Is there anybody who knows? Do you want to be in relation or in opposition? Which feeling is naturally acceptable? Relation. Do you want to be live in prosperity or deprivation? Prosperity. Now, while giving the answer, it has come spontaneously. The answer given by a highly qualified person and answer given by the unqualified person will be same. Is it changing? If you ask to the person from USA, if you ask a person from Pakistan or India, the answer will be remain same. Thus, natural acceptance, when you refer to the natural acceptance, then it leads to harmony. It leads to happiness. Now, there is a process called as the self-verification. Now, what is this self-verification? Whatever the proposal I am stating here, don't assume it as a true or false, but verify at your own right. And if it is found to be true, then you imbibe in yourself. Now, these proposals are to be verified on two bases, on the basis of natural acceptance, and second is on the basis of experimental validation. In the experimental validation, you have to verify on the basis of behavior with human beings, and if it leads to mutual happiness, then it's okay. If it is with the rest of nature and if it giving the mutual prosperity, then it's okay. For example, to live in relation, not in opposition. This is the proposal I have given to you. Now we'll check it. Is it on the basis of, if you verified on the basis of natural acceptance, is it true? Yes. To live in relation is the naturally acceptable. To behave with human beings, other human beings, if you go on behaving with the people with the feeling of relationship, will it use the happiness, mutual happiness? It will give. If you maintain the relation with the nature, will it lead to prosperity? Yes, it will lead to prosperity. The proposal is true. This is the process of self-verification. Now we should know our basic aspiration. Now you are doing, you are a student of engineering. You want to become engineer. What for you want to become engineer? To get the money, name, fame. Okay? And after getting this, what you will get ultimately? You will get the happiness and prosperity. If the students of medical college, MBBS, MD, they want to become a doctor, what for them? Some of them are postgraduate, orthopedic surgeon, cardiac surgeon. What for them? They want expertise, name, money, fame. And after getting this, what ultimately they get? Happiness and prosperity. If you see the students or some students are aspiring for IAS examinations, they are appearing for IAS. They are studying very hard. One of my colleagues' son is there. He said just now he passed IAS examination. His name was Gaurav. I asked Gaurav, how many hours you are studying in a day? He said, I was studying 17 to 18 years in average out of 24 years minimum. What for you are taking so much efforts? Because once you are an officer, you will be collector, you will be commissioner, you will be the head of the administrative position. And after that, what you will get? If you become collector, commissioner, what you will get? You will get ultimately happiness and prosperity. Whatever we are doing MBA, business, research, painting, whatever doing, ultimately we want happiness and prosperity. And that's why our basic aspiration is to be continuous state of happiness and prosperity. Now, what do you mean by happiness? You should know the meaning of happiness. It is a state or situation in which I live if there is a harmony in it. Harmony with the self, with the family, and with the society, and with the with the nature. If you keep the harmony with at these four levels, then you will be happy. And this happiness condition we want to continue. What is the unhappiness? It is a state or situation in which I live where there are conflicts and contradictions. And that situation we don't want to continue. This is called as unhappiness. Now, when you are maintaining the harmony, then you will be happy. For example, if I come here, I was respected. I have also given the respect to the chairman of Indian Water Association and other persons. Then will it lead to harmony or disharmony? If I respected him, he has respected me. It leads to harmony. Whenever there is a harmony, it leads to happiness. And when there is a disharmony, it leads to unhappiness. Now there is another feeling, that is the prosperity. I said continuous state of happiness and prosperity. What do you mean by prosperity? It is a feeling of having more than required. It is a feeling having more than required. For example, clothes. How many dresses you have, students and girls? Are you counting? If you see your cupboard, you don't know how many dresses are there. One of my relatives is there. I asked her, how many saris you have? She said that initially she said, I don't know. I asked him to count. She has counted and she found 300 saris in the cupboard. And even after, she is not happy. She is feeling of deprivation. Whenever there is a sale in the market, she will rush to the market to purchase the sari. Whenever there is a marriage of some relative, she go on purchasing the sari. This is feeling of deprivation. We don't assess how much I require. And therefore, we are always in a feeling of deprivation. And deprivation leads to disharmony and it leads to unhappiness. Is it making any sense? Now, I will ask you the questions. You have to give the answer after proper thinking. Isn't it? I said it is an interactive session. If I ask you, do you want to be happy as per your desire? You have to give the answer as per your desire. I ask you, do we want to be happy? What is the answer? How many of you want to be happy? Raise the hand. Everybody wants to be happy. Desire is there. Do you want to be prosperous? How many of you want to be prosperous? Everybody wants to be prosperous. Do you want the continuity of happiness and prosperity? Yes, everybody wants. Now we'll see your state of being. What is state of being? What you are. Are you happy today? Every day? You are happy. How many of you are happy? Yes, good. Are you prosperous? Feeling of prosperity, everybody contented? How many of you? Something is required, yes. Very few people are there. Is there a continuity of our happiness and prosperity? Are you continuously happy and continuously feeling prosperous, whatever it may happens to you? Is it the state you acquire? What is our state? कभी खुशी, कभी गम. मन के हिसाब से होता है तो खुशी, मन के हिसाब से नहीं होता है तो दुखी. Isn't it? This is our present status. Thus, you see there is a gap. There is a gap between your desire and your state of being. Is it right? This gap is increasing day by day or decreasing day by day. It is widening or decreasing? It is widening. Gap is increasing. Are you doing any efforts to decrease this gap? Or any efforts are you taking? Our efforts is for the accumulation of physical facility or to understand the true meaning of happiness. Where are our efforts? Are you going to home and discussing with your parents? Papa, tell me how we will be happy, what things we should do. Or the husband is asking to wife, that what should we do, or wife is asking to husband what efforts we should do to become happy and feeling prosperity. Or what you are thinking? You are most of the time thinking of accumulation of physical facility. You have got the car, then how will be the new model of the car to be purchased? If you have one-story building, then you think that it's when how it is to be two-story building. If your neighbor has purchased high-end car, then you think that I should purchase advanced feature of that car. Isn't it? What does it mean? You need the happiness and prosperity, but your efforts are for the accumulation of physical facility. Is it not? Are you agree? Will you get them? Will you be happy and prosperous? Therefore, you will not get the happiness and prosperity. Because we are assuming that the happiness and prosperity will be ensured by when we have enough physical facility. This is the assumption what we have and we are running after that. Now physical facility is necessary, no doubt. It is required. Without physical facility you cannot do anything. Now I will elaborate it. If you see the animals, for example cow. If cow is hungry, then she becomes uncomfortable. And where is she get? The stomach full of grass, then she will be comfortable. Is it not like this? What she will do? She will sit, she will close the eyes and she start chewing. Is it she thinking what will happen to my son, whether he will get the admission in MBA college or not? Is it thinking like that? She never thinks. Mil gaya khana, sufficient. Okay. Isn't it? That is the what she required. She required only physical facility. But it is happening with you. If you getting the morning tea, breakfast, lunch, dinner, are you happy? भगवान बहुत हो गया, आज खाना मिल गया, अभी कुछ नहीं चाहिए. How many of you think like this? As soon as you get the sufficient stomach food, you think much more. Isn't it? Is it not like this? Is it the unhappiness in your family is due to the lack of physical facility or due to the lack of fulfillment of relationship? What do you think? If you see the physical facility, if you see before 30 years back and today, physical facility has increased or decreased? It has substantially increased.
But the fulfillment has decreased.
Isn't it? And what about to the relationship? Initially, if you remember the relationship and today's relationship, what do you think?
Vast change.
It has substantially gone down. That's why the problem, isn't it? For human being, relationship is also necessary. What is the first thing required? First is the physical facility, that is car, house, isn't it? Clothes, these are the physical facilities. Now, apart from physical facility, you need the relationship also. And for the animals, physical facilities are sufficient and adequate. But for the human being, it is sufficient but not adequate. Is it right? And therefore, another parameter comes into play, that is third factor for happiness, that is the right understanding. What is good and what is bad, I should understand. There's three things required to lead the life happily. First is the right understanding, relationship, physical facility. Now, if you have right understanding, then you have a clarity about the relationship for human being. You will feel the importance of relationship, and you will fulfill the relationship. There are some people, if you say the good morning to him, if he is in good mood, he will say the good morning. Otherwise, he will not see to you. Isn't it? Also, if you have right understanding, you will have a clarity how much physical facilities are required to lead the life successfully. I will quote an example, real example. There was a news in the Times of India. One of IAS officer who was in the central government job was caught in the charges of corruption. When his property was counted, it is found that there were 100 houses to his name. When he was in Mumbai, he has purchased 2 flats in Mumbai. When he has transferred to Hyderabad, he has purchased 2 more flats. Chennai, further 3 more flats. You tell me, if you are accumulating 100 flats and doing the corruptions and finally going in the jail, is it the right understanding? How many houses are required to build? 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't it? You should assess the physical facility, how much I require. That is the important thing. Thus, we need the 3 things: the right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. When you simply focus on physical facility, then you will be animal conscious. Because for the animal, physical facility is sufficient and adequate. When the human being focus only on the physical facility, then he will be in animal consciousness. And when you are in animal consciousness, it leads to feeling of deprivation. And when there is a feeling of deprivation, you try to exploit others. You try to injustice them. And when you do like this, deprivation, feeling of deprivation, exploitation and injustice, it is not naturally acceptable. Is it acceptable naturally? Not acceptable. And when the things are not naturally acceptable, it leads to disharmony and unhappiness. What is the present scenario in the society? Are they focusing on 3 parameters or only physical facility? What do you think? Physical facility. Now, this right understanding as well as the right feelings are required. And relationship is required, physical facility is required. Now, what should be the preference of these 3 factors? Physical facility should be number 1, relation should be number 2, right understanding should be number 3, or 1, 2, 3 as mentioned here. What do you think? What is the present sequence the people are following? 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1? 3, 2, 1. Is it right? What should be the sequence? 1, 2, 3. If you are right understanding, you will feel the importance of relationship, you will maintain the relationship, and you will assess properly how much physical facility is required. I will elaborate the relationship. One of the books by Susan George. The title of the book is How the Other Half Dies. This book is written on the starvation. She says, if you read this book continuously, then 6 hours are required. And within 6 hours, 400 people would have died because of hunger, because of starvation. This is the present rate. Now, why this is happening? Is it because of the overpopulation? No, she said it is not like this. Is it because of poor climatic condition? No. Is it because of lack of cultivable land? No. But she concluded that the other half is dying because the first half is not rightly utilizing the resources. If you see the today's marriage functions, what is the scenario? If so many stalls are there, there are starters are there, so many starters are there. Dahi vada is there. You take the piece of dahi vada, eat it and throw in the plate, in the dustbin. Later on you will go to the second stall, take the bit of samosa, eat it, throw it. Third stall, fourth stall, like this you are doing. And when you reach to the main course, your stomach is full. And you eat the chapati, one chapati, take it half and put in the dustbin. What happens to the water bottles? You take the sip of water and remaining water will be thrown in the dustbin. Why this happens? You don't feel relatedness, you don't realize that there are some my brothers are there, my sisters are there who are not getting the food. They are dying because of starvation. That is the problem. Why this happens? Because we do not feel the relatedness. We don't have feeling of relationship. That is the problem. There is a report by United Nations published in 2011. This report says that there are 4.2 billion tons of food produced every year in the world, out of which 1 billion ton is food lost every year, wasted every year. There is another report by United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. It states that 1/3 of food produced are lost, wasted every year. Thus, the finding of the report is like this: the global food production is 6 times the requirement, and wastage of the food is 1/3 of the production. And if you save this wastage, then it will enough to feed 1,300 crores people per year. You can see how much people can be free from starvation. Have we understood the right utilization? Why this problem is there? Because we have not understood the right utilization. Is it a question of production? I said 6 times more food is produced every year. Is it a question of distribution? No. Is it a question of relationship? Yes, it's a question of relationship. Is it a question of right understanding? Yes, it is a question of right understanding. Is it a question of education? Yes, it is a question of education. There is assumptions, especially in the youth generation, that more money means more happiness. Is it true? Last year, I was working with Government College of Engineering, Amravati. Last year, our topper, the computer engineering student, highest package is 20 lakhs. I asked him, are you happy with 20 lakhs? For 21 years. He said, no. How much you are expecting? He said, 40 lakhs, minimum 40 lakhs. I am expecting. I said, if you get the 40 lakhs, I will see that you will get the 40 lakhs. But you have to come in the office 6 in the morning and return to the home 12:30 at night. Saturday, Sunday, every holiday you have to come. And after every hour, you will be abused. You will be insulted. Will you accept the 40 lakhs package? He said, money is not everything. You require other things also for to be happy. That is to be remembered. And therefore, there are 3 kinds of people, 3 types of people in the society. First is the sadhan vihin dukhi daridra. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Sadhan vihin dukhi daridra. Sadhan vihin dukhi daridra means there are no physical facilities, and that's why they are unhappy, just like beggars. Second is the sadhan sampanna dukhi daridra. Means they have got a sufficient physical facility, but they always have feeling of deprivation. मेरे पास नहीं है, क्या करेंगे? जी रहे कैसे तो भी ऐसा फीलिंग रहता है उनके पास. And third category is sadhan sampanna sukhi samruddhi. These people have a required facility. They assess how much facilities are required, and they are satisfied with this. They are always happy. What kind of category you want to be? Accept. Where you want to be living? 1, 2, 3. Where the majority is living? Second category, isn't it? And where we should be? Third category. Are we? That is a point to be noted down. Human being is in coexistence of self and body. Self is a conscious unit and body is a material unit. Now I will elaborate it with example. Suppose you want to travel from Nagpur to Amravati. You need the driver as well as the car. For example, you got a driver which is a governing unit. Your self is a conscious unit, is a governing unit. and body is a followers. If you have a driver which is very skilled one, experienced person, and your car is not very new, old, seats are not very spongy, isn't it? But it's giving that. Will you lead to Amravati safely from Nagpur or not? When the driver is an expert man, conscious person, you will lead. But on the contrary, if you got a car, which is Honda City car, if you have, which is recently newly brought from the showroom, but driver is a drunken person, unconscious, will it lead to Amravati properly? No, because your governing unit should be important, isn't it? Which governs. Therefore, you should have the more importance to your governing units. Now, what are the needs of this conscious unit? Self. That is the happiness, love, care, respect, gratitude, etc. Is it a quantitative? Is it measurable? Give the respect of 1 kg, gratitude of 2 kg, desires of 3 kg. Can you measure like this? You cannot measure it. It is not measurable. But it is continuously required. If I given you respect for a time being and I insulted, will it do? It will not do. It is continuously required. Now, if you see the needs of the body, these are the physical facilities like car, clothes, water, food. Is it continuously required? Are you eating the food continuously? How many of you are eating? Drinking continuously, drinking the water continuously? No. It is temporary, isn't it? Thus, the needs of the body are limited and not continuous. And therefore, we have to give the more importance to the requirement of self. What is our imagination? What is our thoughts going in the mind? What are our desires? What are our feelings going in the mind? Where we give importance, we are seeing what clothes I have, what shoes I have, what watch I have. Isn't it? Are you thinking sometimes that what is going in my mind? Isn't it? That's the whatever going in your imagination that will comes into your behavior and all. Is it not? Therefore, you should give the more importance to the requirement of self. These are the needs of the self. Human body is in the coexistence of self and body. The needs of the self is the happiness, needs of the body is the physical facilities like food. And the way of program for fulfillment of the needs of the self are the right understanding and right feeling. And whereas needs of the body to be fulfilled by the physiochemical things, isn't it? It is a conscious unit, self is a conscious unit, and body is a material unit. It has got particular life. Body has got a particular life. Isn't it? Now, once you understand the importance of universal human values, you should know what are the universal human values. There are 9 universal human values, 9 feelings are there. What are that? First is the trust. Second is respect. Third is affection. Fourth is care. Fifth is guidance. Sixth is reverence. Seventh is glory. Eighth is gratitude. And ninth is love. Mukherjee sir told me to finish within 45 minutes. That's why I want to. These are the 9 feelings. Is it changing? Is it applicable to all the peoples? It is applicable. It is not changing with the time and space. And when you imbibe these values, it leads to harmony. And when it leads to harmony, it leads to happiness. What is the meaning of this? Trust means to be assured that each human being inherently wants oneself and other to be happy and prosperous. हर एक आदमी की इच्छा है कि वो सुखी करना चाहता है. That feeling you have. Respect means right evaluation. Affection means feeling of being related to others. Care means feeling of nurture and protect the body of the others. Guidance means ensuring the right understanding and feeling in to my relative. Reverence means feeling of acceptance, of excellence in other. Glory means feeling of someone who has made effort for other excellence. And gratitude means feeling of acceptance for those who have made efforts for my excellence. And love is feeling of being related to other, not love at first sight. That is what we have assumption, isn't it? That's the problem creating, isn't it? Thus, you tell me when you have a trust about yourself and others, when you have respect, when you have a affection, naturally there will be care, there will be guidance, you will give the guidance, you will accept the excellence in other, you will have a glory, gratitude, and finally you will have love. If you imbibe this feeling in you, in your relationship you are expressing this feeling every moment to moment, will it lead to harmony or disharmony? Will it possible to get the continuous happiness? Will it be possible? Where the control is there? Inside or outside? Inside. Are you Swatantra or Paratantra? Swatantra. Isn't it? That is the beauty of the values. That once you imbibe it, you will have the self-referential. And therefore, these values are to be inculcated to you. You should be aware of this value, isn't it? There was an article in Times of India, love is number one killer. And they have